The storm had been merciless, tearing through the Pacific with unprecedented fury. Captain Marcus Chen watched helplessly as his research vessel, the Meridian, was battered against the jagged rocks of an uncharted island. When dawn finally broke, he found himself alone on a stretch of pristine white sand, his ship reduced to scattered debris along the shoreline. The island appeared on no map he'd ever studied. Towering crystalline formations jutted from its center, catching and refracting sunlight into prismatic rainbows that danced across the azure lagoon. Strange phosphorescent plants dotted the landscape, their bioluminescent glow pulsing in rhythmic patterns that seemed almost deliberate. Marcus spent his first day salvaging what he could from the wreckage: emergency rations, a water purifier, and his damaged communication equipment. As the sun began its descent, casting long shadows across the alien landscape, he heard it, a sound that made his blood freeze. It was unmistakably a human voice calling for help. Following the source through a grove of twisted silver-bark trees, Marcus discovered a sight that challenged everything he thought he knew about the universe. A woman lay trapped beneath a section of what appeared to be a spacecraft, if it could be called that. The vessel's hull shimmered with an oily rainbow sheen, its surface covered in symbols that hurt his eyes to look at directly. But it was the woman herself who truly took his breath away. Her skin held a subtle luminescence, like moonlight on water, and her hair flowed with strands of silver and blue that seemed to move independently of any breeze. When she turned her eyes toward him, eyes that were distinctly human yet held depths of starlight, Marcus felt his rational mind struggling to process what he was seeing. "Please," she said, her voice carrying musical undertones that resonated in his chest. "I need your help." Despite every instinct screaming that this was impossible, Marcus found himself moving the debris. The woman was surprisingly light as he helped her to her feet, though he noticed her touch sent small electrical tingles through his skin. "I am Lyra," she said, steadying herself against what remained of her craft. "I have been watching your world for many cycles, studying your species. My ship was damaged during atmospheric entry, and I crashed here 3 days ago." Marcus stared at her, his scientific mind warring with the evidence before his eyes. "You're not human." "No," she replied with a sad smile. "Though we share more similarities than you might think. My people, the Etheri, have been observing Earth for centuries. We are careful not to interfere, but circumstances have changed." As they walked toward Marcus's makeshift camp, Lyra explained her predicament. Her ship's quantum drive was damaged, stranding her light years from home. The crystalline formations on the island contained rare minerals that could repair her vessel, but she needed human assistance to extract them safely. "Your neural patterns are unique among Earth species," she explained, settling beside his small fire as night fell. "Only a human mind can interface with our extraction technology without suffering permanent damage." Marcus studied her ethereal features in the firelight. "And what do I get in return?" Lyra's expression grew serious. "Knowledge. My people possess understanding of the universe that your species won't discover for millennia. Clean energy, faster than light travel, the cure for aging and disease. I can give you the foundation for all of this." "Why?" Marcus asked. "Why would you share such advanced technology?" "Because your world is dying," she replied softly. "We have watched your climate deteriorate, your resources dwindle. Within 50 years, Earth will be uninhabitable. But with our help, humanity could spread to the stars." The weight of her words settled over Marcus like a heavy blanket. He thought of his daughter back home, of the world she would inherit, a world of rising seas and poisoned skies. Over the next 3 days, Lyra taught him to operate the extraction device, a crystalline apparatus that responded to his thoughts and intentions. Working together, they harvested the exotic minerals from the island's formations. Marcus found himself drawn not just to the technology, but to Lyra herself. Despite her alien nature, She possessed a warmth and intelligence that resonated with something deep within him. On their final night on the island, as Lyra's ship hummed with renewed power, she made her true offer. "Come with me," she said, her starlight eyes reflecting the cosmos above. "Earth has perhaps a decade before the damage becomes irreversible. I can take you to my world, share our knowledge, and together we can return to save your people." Marcus felt the pull of infinite possibilities, worlds beyond imagination, technology beyond dreams, and a chance to be humanity's savior. But he also thought of the life he was leaving behind, the connections that anchored him to his dying world. "I can't guarantee safe passage," Lyra admitted. "The journey is dangerous, and you would be the first human to attempt it. But if you succeed, you could return as humanity's shepherd to the stars." The next morning, as rescue helicopters appeared on the horizon, Marcus made his choice. The world watched in amazement as an impossible craft rose from the uncharted island, its hull shimmering like aurora borealis against the dawn sky. Official reports would later claim equipment malfunction and hallucinations brought on by isolation. But Captain Marcus Chen knew better. As Earth grew smaller beneath them and the stars beckoned ahead, he squeezed Lyra's luminescent hand and prepared for humanity's greatest adventure.